Hi, welcome back to Buckle Up Wildcats, the High School Musical, the series Rewatch podcast. My name is Audrey Ashcraft, and I'm your co-host today.
I'm Haley Clark, and I'm also your co.
Slay! So today we are going to be covering season 2, episode 9. This is Spring Break, and because we forgot to do the recap last time, we'll get that right away right here. So Haley, do you want to give us a recap?
Yes, I do. I don't have it written down, so bear with me. Okay, so the cast is separated for spring break. They're all going on their separate trips. And North High drops this video that's like bashing on them for not practicing during spring break. Um, and so everybody from all their different spots, Ashlyn and Nini write a song together and Gina choreographs it and they all have this video together to kind of come back at them for that, except for Ricky, who's in Chicago with his mom. And he she gives him some advice about how to go through this breakup with Nini and how to let her go. And
Yeah,
that's it.
slay! That was a good recap. Thank you, Haley.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah. So what did you rank this episode?
I gave this one a 7.5 out of 10.
Real. I was also really generous and gave this one a 9 out of 10.
But I
I was
get
like, I'm obsessed.
that.
So real, so real, so real. And then the songs in this episode were Ain't Seen Nothing and Let You Go, obviously. Um we can't already talk about that. But um I ranked Ain't Seen Nothing in between, like in the 20s ish area, in between Beauty and the Beast and Born to Be Brave.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I was like,
I like it gives similar vibes as Born to Be Brave.
that's what I kind of think is it does give similar vibes. I do still like the group.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I
it's fun how they use like the technology for that.
hmm
Yeah.
And I've heard people say things like, "Oh, Big Red could not have edited that." I feel like he definitely could have.
Yeah.
It feels 100% within his skill range. Like,
It does not seem that.
yeah, like are we watching the same video? And then Let You Go. Okay. I had a hard time ranking this one because basically the real question was, do I think it's better than All I Want?
Yeah.
I really went back and forth on that for a while. But I decided to put it under All I Want. So at the moment I have it at fourth place.
Mm,
And this is the highest season 2 song that I have
yeah.
on here.
Yeah. I see that.
But I don't know if I necessarily like if someone was like, "Oh, I think I like Let You Go more than All I Want."
Hmm.
I wouldn't be like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a dumb opinion."
Yeah.
Even like I would, because at the moment the ones I have it above are Wondering in first place, Just for a Moment, and All I Want.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you could make the argument that song's better than those three.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. It's interesting to me where like All I Want got like all this separate attention. And maybe that's because Olivia Rodrigo kind of capitalized on that. But I feel like Let You Go didn't as much.
No.
And like not as much as like Finally Free, I feel like got its moment.
Mhm.
But
I
I
will
don't
say,
like Let You Go is like I don't know.
I will say, I did notice a lot of people playing Let You Go. Like I remember, like I was in like a drill practice, and my teacher was playing that song, and I was like,
Interesting.
oh, I didn't know. So I do think it got a little bit more of its moment, but not to the extent of like All I Want.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how much I knew about. I don't remember when I started watching this show.
So real.
If I watched it when it came out or if I didn't or if it was like I don't remember. But
No, because like I'm trying to remember where I would have been, like
yeah,
because I remember this show, this second season airing over the summer,
right.
but It must have been a Thursday project. So I was like, but I was in school when she played this song, and I wasn't like, oh, it's been forever.
Yeah.
But I
Hmm.
thought it was at the end of the school year. But it was in one of my classes after. That's worse. Anyways, that's not important to anything. But but I was just like, oh, people are actually listening to Let You Go. I was surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that song's really good.
Yeah. It
And
is.
Joshua Bassett's so
He's
underappreciated as an artist. I mean, as a writer. I mean, as an artist, yeah, but like as a writer specifically.
yeah.
Honestly, I think he's like I would still say Olivia Rodrigo is more talented, but I think that he's really close. Like,
Yeah. I agree. I think you could go like I'm sure you could go back and forth between the two.
mhm. No, I definitely agree. Okay, what were your favorite and least favorite moments?
My favorite was when EJ comes to the airport for Gina. I just love that scene so much. It's so good. There's nothing more I can say about it.
It makes me like kick my feet and
Yeah,
giggle.
it's just like it's so good. We'll talk about it later. But my least favorite was just the Carlos and Seb drama again. And it's just like always so random.
Hmm.
But like at least we're not even to the spot yet where we can get some closure on it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And it was like annoying to me when like Seb's annoyed and then they're like on this video call and Seb's like clearly annoyed and upset and Carlos is just like smiling and he's just like
Like, what the heck, man?
I don't know. It's
No,
like
that's real.
it's not Seb's fault he has to stay with the cows.
No, that's so fair. No, their fighting is like, weird. Yeah.
I feel
Also,
like that's been my least favorite for a few episodes, which
valid.
sucks. But that's what it's been written like. It's really
It is really bad. It's really annoying. But
yeah.
my favorite was the same as yours. And then my least favorite was okay, this is kind of mean. And I thought about writing this down multiple times. I was like, that's kind of mean. But it was really bothering me.
Yeah,
I do not feel like Asher Angel's acting in this episode is good.
I agree.
I'm so glad he's there. Like, I think he brings
Yeah.
such a fun presence to the episode.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, they grow up. Sorry, that's me. But like,
Uh,
I found myself thinking multiple times, how is he the one in this cast that's been in like an actual movie?
yeah. No, that's so real. Because I was like, oh,
I'm like read a line normally. Like,
yeah,
which is me.
yeah,
This is me. He's probably
yeah.
a better actor than me.
I'm sure. Yeah. Then we,
I had to play dead one time in a seventh grade play, and I couldn't even do that. I opened my eyes, and the whole class laughed. So I'm sure he's a better actor than me, but
yes.
but I'm like even just like Sophia Wiley versus him sitting there, I'm like
Yeah.
she feels so much
Yeah.
more natural and
It's
just.
like she feels like she's talking to him and he feels like he's performing for the camera. Like that's how it feels. Like it's just like, yeah.
I was like, one of these is in like a feature length movie, and the other one isn't. I'm like,
Hmm. Interesting.
I'm waiting patiently for Sophia Wiley's big break
Oh yeah.
every day. Her and Joshua Bassett. I'm just sitting and waiting.
Oh yeah.
Um, do you have any Utah moments?
My only one is I had to look up when calving season was just to make sure.
I
I
do.
gotta check Seb on all the farm things. I'm checking him. But yeah, it's February to May, so they're in the right spot for this.
They're right this time.
Yeah.
Papa.
For some reason, I thought at the beginning they were talking about summer, and I was like, this is not summer. What is going on? But I'm like, okay, spring break, that makes more sense.
Not right.
Yeah.
Um,
The episode's literally called Spring Break, so I should have known that, but
episode literally died. So real.
uh,
My Utah moment was okay. This is a little embarrassing. When they first walked into the Salt Lake Airport, I was like, that doesn't look like the Salt Lake Airport.
yeah. I was thinking the same thing though.
And then I was like looking at it a little bit longer, and I was like, okay, but those signs really look like the Salt Lake Airport, and the structures on the ceiling really look like the Lake Airport. So
Yeah,
maybe it is the Salt Lake Airport. And I looked it up and it definitely is the Salt Lake Airport.
that's good. I was wondering because it looks a lot different now.
Hmm.
And I get like it seemed like they were in places where I hadn't been. And there was a lot of signs about Utah. I'm like, this is interesting. But maybe that's just like how the airport is, I guess. But
Yeah. But I was like, but I guess it's just the airport, but I don't,
yeah. I
it
thought
doesn't,
maybe they could have done it at like a convention center or something like that. But then they would have had to have like a lot of I don't know how they do like filming like in an airport. I was thinking about that.
that's true. Well, and then that would make sense because I feel like, because I kept being like, I guess I've only been in like the gate A of
Yeah.
Salt Lake City Airport and it's huge.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, I was listening, is this pre-renovation or post-renovation? I didn't look it up because I feel like it's post.
Yeah, I'm not sure when all that.
Because I don't feel like the renovation was that long ago.
Mm-mm.
I mean, was like it, like I feel like this. I feel like
Yeah.
it was pre 2020.
Yeah.
But it might be. But I was just like, but I guess I've only been in that one spot, and they probably wouldn't film
Yeah.
there. And it does seem like they're just in this one corner,
Yeah. Yeah, it's all in like one area.
except for when they go to the lounge. But like,
Mhm.
so I was like, oh, this could be just not.
Right.
But yeah, I felt so silly for being like, this doesn't look like Salt Lake Airport, and then I was like, yeah, definitely Salt Lake Airport. I read a Salt Lake Tribune article about Asher Angel coming back to Utah because they filmed Andi Mack there, and apparently a bunch of the cast, the crew, is a lot of the same crew from Andi Mack.
Oh, interesting. That makes sense.
That that does make sense, and how they just talked about liking working in Utah.
Yeah.
Yep, so fun.
Yeah.
Are you ready to get in your notes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Slay. So EJ does the recap, and I actually found something interesting in this one. That sounds really condescending. Anyways, he talks about because I remember watching the finale of the episode before, and I was like, "Okay, all of these are connected through a theme, and it feels like relationship
Yeah.
and just relationship." But like, I was like, "But I feel like there maybe is a deeper thing at what they're getting at."
Right.
And he refers to it as finding happiness,
Hmm. Interesting.
and I was like, "Oh, I guess that is kind of," because I was like, it kind of is relationshipy, but then kind of like Gina and EJ stuff isn't really, and then Nene and Ricky are breaking up.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because they each have like their moment where they're like finding how to be happy even though like not everything's going great.
Hmm. And
That's
so I
cool.
was like, yeah, finding happiness is a really good way to sum up how that last episode
Yeah.
ended. Or kind of the whole point of that last episode is finding
Yeah.
happiness. I think that's cute. It's the Zoom episode, and we would know about a Zoom episode.
Yeah, that's why it's like this is perfect, guys.
This is, we actually did this on purpose. It's the theme of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Real.
Saved it just for this.
We saved this right out. The
Uh,
Dark Times joke is really good. Let me drink it.
yeah,
Spring break?
it's so good.
I'm obsessed. I think it's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I noticed right away when this episode started, Nene's
Hmm.
still wearing the necklace.
Yeah. Me too. I noticed that too, and then I was like, oh,
And I feel really bad because I didn't notice, I forgot about that and didn't pay attention in the next episode to see if she still is. Like, I don't know when she takes it off.
I think she took it off in this episode.
This one? Okay.
Yeah, because there was like where she's like, I don't remember when,
Mhm.
but I'm pretty sure it's this one when they're like, unless I wrote it down here. No, it's, oh, maybe it's not until the next one.
Oh.
I don't remember. I
I
think
just,
it is when she takes it off, like before they write their song together.
oh, before
She's
her
talking
and
about
Ashlyn
how
do?
she can't write like her own song.
Mm,
She takes it off.
that makes sense. Because I just noticed that she started the episode with it on, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was interesting to me, especially because he took his off when they were together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that she didn't also like,
Yeah. Especially since she was kind of the one to actually like call it off.
yeah,
I'm surprised she was still wearing it. I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah,
Um, this is another pointless comment I have. Do Ashlyn and EJ's parents ever like just not abandon them to go to Park City?
yeah. I guess not.
Like why are they always in
Like
Park
every
City?
vacation, they're like, okay, we're going, but you're not invited.
Like you're not invited. We're gonna go to Park City.
Yeah,
Bye.
that's also an interesting time. It's an interesting thing to go to Park City for spring break because it's probably snowing there. And
True.
also, why is EJ wearing a tank top? Like, clearly they don't know anything about spring break in
Real.
Utah.
Real.
Also,
It was
like,
pretty cool.
why do we know why Gina's flight is like delayed or canceled or whatever?
I don't think so.
Because I could see it being a weather thing, but they already did like the whole like weather thing. But
Literally. I don't think they
everyone
ever say why.
always has the worst weather, anyways. But yeah, I didn't know if I missed that, but
I don't think they ever specified why.
yeah,
But yeah. I'm like, I was just like, they're always at Park City.
yeah.
So weird. This is me literally writing that doesn't look like the Salt Lake Airport. That's so embarrassing.
I wrote where was the airport filmed.
I really put that doesn't look like the Salt Lake City Airport, and then a dash, it is the airport.
That's so funny.
Oops.
Yeah.
Usually I'm able to call it out pretty well. I guess there's just that one big area that I know really well. Like once you get right out of security,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or like the missionary pickup area. It's not called that. It's just where you get out of but it just really feels like the missionary pickup area.
Every time I've been there, there's
There's always missionaries. It's the Salt
waiting.
Lake City Airport, okay? There's always missionaries. I always cry. If
Yeah.
you've never watched a missionary boy run to his mom, then you haven't experienced real tears. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's something, man.
It's,
Uh it's
anyways, just wasn't that. So I was like, oh, I don't recognize it.
yeah.
I do have a comment about Ricky's mom.
Yeah.
Shocker, okay. I wrote, um, don't gaslight me into liking Ricky's mom.
No, that's so real. I'm like, she's not a good person now just because she's like I don't know. I don't know. Like all the scenes with her, I feel like she's trying to like be a mom, but she chose not to be a mom and
Yeah,
she abandoned them. So
I'm glad she's trying, but also like I'm still allowed to not like you.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
abandoned your son.
And I think they've like it's interesting to see how they've written Ricky's reaction to that because I think he is still very standoffish of her. But
Hmm.
like obviously like it's his mom and we know that he has like this connection with his mom and he feels better when he can talk to her.
Hmm. No,
But yeah, it's interesting.
I think they do a good job there.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wrote about when Nini goes live on Instagram or whatever. That was so awkward.
I think
And
that's so silly.
yeah. And she's like, I've never gone live before. So I guess like when she posted the like song for Ricky, that was just like a post
Mhm.
because if she's never gone live before, whatever. But the part where she's like, oh, it's Carlos. But I'm like, that's so
It's so
like
embarrassing.
it's so embarrassing. It's so bad. And then she's like, it's like a 3 second live. I'm like, you could have made this a story.
It's literally 3 seconds. She doesn't do anything.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. There's someone riding a motorcycle outside. So if you guys
Wait,
can
there's
hear
people talking outside, so I'm sure you can hear them. Oh, I also to rep
oh
Utah culture.
yeah.
I have a jazz crew neck on today.
Utah Jazz.
That's vintage, anyways. Their colors anymore. Um, Ash
Oh,
Angel and Sophia Wiley are so fun together, though. I know I just
yeah,
dragged his name through the mud, but they're so fun.
yeah. It's a good, like, I like that they added that in. Like, it's a cool thing to see with Gina and like her character development and just like kind of give her a moment. And I like how it progresses and I like how it ends up. Like, I just think it adds good to the story. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think it's a nice addition, and I'm really a fan.
Yeah.
And they're just really fun.
Yeah.
I did laugh when Sophia Wiley faked cried.
Mm-hmm.
Because that girl's been crying all season.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so funny. But everybody always like dogs on her for not being good at improv. But I'm like, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Like obviously she's not like crying very well, but I think that like added to the character. Like she's supposed,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, you guys can't even say anything because that was great. I
The,
love the part where she's like, our dad is going to Peru and he's like Paris. And she's like, Paris. That's my favorite part of that.
it was so good. They all do so
So
good there. It's so fun.
yeah.
I think they're so cute. Oh my gosh. That's like my next comment is about how Howie and Courtney are still talking. So this is kind of like
Okay.
my
I don't know when that.
yeah, that was when Courtney reveals to Nene about the video. So that's like
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
I don't take very many notes and they kind of jump all over the place.
Yeah. Me too. I thought it was funny when what is Asher Angel's character? Jack?
Jack, yeah, I was
Yeah. And he's just like she takes off like her jacket and
mhm.
he's like, "Oh, is that your boyfriend's?" That's so funny to me like that's like the initial reaction. I don't know if that would be my initial reaction to that.
No, real. Because at
And
first
she's just like,
I was like, how
"Yeah,
dare we just assume it's a boyfriend? But then
yeah,
I was like, he's probably actually flirting with her.
yeah, yeah." Exactly. And I think I feel like I've been in situations where guys do that and they try to be like, "Oh, so like your boyfriend." And you're like, "Do you have one?" No.
I have lots of thoughts about that hoodie, that like because I wrote down about that too. But also, she cut the collar off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, "Oh, it's hers now."
Like that is not she's made
No,
adjustments.
exactly. And it's funny that she's like, her answer to that is not that I know of.
She's so real.
She's like, I don't know. Like, that's
We'll
so
see.
funny.
No, I love her.
Yeah.
Also, when they play Two Truths and a Lie, his were so easy
Yeah. And like I would have guessed that immediately.
immediately.
Yeah.
Who even says I have 10 tattoos at 17?
Yeah. I'm like,
That's a horrible one. Please
yeah.
try. Please.
Try a little bit harder.
Like if you just said one, I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay,
yeah.
maybe. But 10,
Yeah. 10 is a lot.
and the fact that she doesn't
Yeah.
go for it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sophia.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Harder than that. Uh,
Like, what is this?
yeah. That's what I was thinking of that whole time. I was like, I would have picked the right one right away with either of them.
Either. I
Yeah. But especially his. I'm like, this is terrible.
was like, you're bad at this.
Yeah.
Oh, my next comment is also about Ricky's mom.
Mm.
I put because he's like, oh, my friends think it sucks what you did. I was like, I also think it sucks what you did.
Yeah.
But we
I
kind
do.
of already addressed that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and then I also put talking about their breakup. I was like, I'm not, this is me being a hater. I said, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if Nene really did try.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It really was a little bit debatable.
Yeah. And it's interesting at like at the beginning of this where he's still kind of like, we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
And that's kind of interesting because I feel like there was a lot of like it was pretty final.
Yeah, I agree. And then this is in the next episode, but I'm going to address it now. I find it weird that he was ever going to play the song for her.
Yeah.
I did not get that in this episode. Like,
Mm-mm. It felt like that was his closure of like letting go, was writing that song and singing it, but
no, I was like, I don't,
I
I
don't
don't,
know why he would give that to her. I don't know.
yeah, I was like, this is,
That would be awkward. I would not enjoy that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also put, I was like, after, I talked about this in our last episode, but
Mm-hmm.
after their breakup with like all this let you go theme,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it makes sense that Olivia leaves. I've said before that I think it's weird that she goes away and sees at the beginning of season two, only to come back and be like, "That's not for me," and then go away again. I think it makes
Mm-hmm.
her character seem really wishy-washy.
Yeah.
I don't love that.
Right.
However, they definitely are writing like an exit for her.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they were doing it at the end of season one too.
Yeah.
I've heard complaints that Ricky goes through the same character arc every season, but I think Nene goes through the same character arc every season.
Yeah. That's what I feel.
I'm like, Ricky does go through like the same character arc every season. That's not dismissing that, but there is
Yeah.
some differences. However, Nene really goes through the same. This is exactly where she was at this
Yeah.
point in season one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Interesting.
it is interesting how they're writing her out. But I guess they also, like I said, they also are kind of making a backdoor for Joshua Bassett to leave as well too, if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially with how removed he is in this episode.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. And it's like I like how the rest of the cast like still shows how much they care about him and like especially like Big Red like checking on him and like stuff like that.
Hmm. No, they're definitely. I love this group as like writing them as like friends. I think they're really good at that
Yeah.
because they really do all care.
Right.
North High is obsessed. Okay,
Yeah. Why can't they move on?
like why are they making videos about them during spring break?
Mm-mm. I don't even know why they're threatened, honestly.
Real, real. Why
I
do
don't
they care?
and they already got like probation for like already messing with their show. So like
Hmm. And I know North High did too,
yeah.
but still,
Yeah.
why do you care?
N for real.
This is getting out of hand. I fear you guys are way more threatened than the Wildcats are.
Yeah. I'm like there is not if they just like did their own thing, they would win. Like
No, literally,
it's
literally.
not fight. I don't know.
This is a competition between North High and Miss Jen. I
Yeah,
do not think the kids at East High, with the exception of caring about how Miss Jen feels, care.
exactly.
I'm like, you guys are way too invested.
It's so weird.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I've had so many thoughts. So if you ever like we missed something in my notes, you can
I
stop.
literally only have one more note, and it's like I don't even know what it is.
Real, real. Okay,
Just
so
go after what you say.
the Nene and Ashlyn FaceTime call looks
Hmm.
like a real FaceTime. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because her like picture was in the corner.
and
Yeah,
like Ashlyn, like the quality, Ashlyn was like
yeah,
glitching sometimes. I was like, either they really like, or they actually FaceTimed them.
yeah. That was interesting.
Also, EJ's so fun in this episode.
Yeah,
This
he's
silly little goose.
silly goose.
Except every time I watch this episode, and there's the one part where Ashlyn's like, "Oh, EJ just disappeared. I guess it's nap time."
Yeah,
I'm always like, "Are we supposed to? Is this supposed to be implied that this is when he goes gets Gina?" But no, because they do the musical number.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Gina's wearing a completely different outfit when they do the musical.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that.
And like, why? Unless she's like, I can't let EJ know I'm wearing a
Like,
sweatshirt.
let's take the sweatshirt off. I have a suitcase. Let's change outfit.
Ah, it's so funny. I
Let's
thought it was, I get why Jack isn't in it, but I think it's interesting when she's like, oh, I'll show you how you really dance. And then he's like not involved in it at all. I think it would have been fun if he like got like a little bit too.
you
But
gotta do like literally anything.
yeah.
Except I do think it's interesting how like, and they're not super consistent about this, but they're really good about like, if they're with someone in the group,
Hmm.
then they have more fun camera movements.
Yeah.
So like Ashlyn and EJ have really fun, and then Courtney and
Yeah.
Big Red have really fun camera
Yeah.
stuff. And then like Nini's, you can tell she has their phone set up,
Hmm.
but Gina's, you can tell like
Yeah.
what's his face is holding it.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think that's cool.
I
Like that
do.
they thought out that whole thing.
Except for they did such a good job for everyone except for Carlos because I don't understand
Yeah.
what the backgrounds are for Carlos.
No, I'm like, what? I feel like there would have been such a better way to do that. I don't know.
Just let him have a backdrop, like in like a room like this or something. Like I know they wanted to be like he was on the beach, but like obviously not a room like this,
Yeah.
like a beachy, but like
But that's not like it looks the same as Miss Jen's outer space.
yeah. I'm like I don't believe that he's
Put him in like a cabana or something.
yeah. Have him lying on a chair and you can just see the back of
Yeah.
his chair when he's on the phone. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are really bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. I don't think they sang it live.
Hmm.
It does sound different than the recording though
Mm.
on Spotify.
Interesting.
And it's specifically the part where Ashlyn and Olivia Rodrigo are sorry, Ashlyn and Nene are singing together, just the two of them.
Yeah.
You can barely like you can tell that there's different like levels of audio mixing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just like they mixed it differently for the show
Mm.
or if maybe they did sing a little bit live.
Yeah.
I don't know because it sounds different.
Yeah.
Julia Lester's like a powerhouse though, because you can hear her like
Yeah.
way louder than everyone else.
Yeah.
Unless that was just a mixing error.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Also, big fan of EJ having his Usher moment,
Oh
which is
yeah.
is a very specific. Let me break down this reference for people who don't know. It was like a Jimmy Fallon video, I believe. Like, let me double check with you. Where they sing "We Are the Champions" and Usher's at the, and they have like the square, okay, and Usher's at the top right corner, and he's pointing to people like he's in the center, and he's not. And EJ does that, but no one else does that I noticed. But EJ points to the corners like all the time. And I wonder if they did that on purpose. They're like, EJ would think he's in the center.
Yeah.
But they're all egotists. They would all think they're in the center.
Exactly. I wonder if they like told people where they were gonna be or if they just like I loved when like the words came up on the screen too. I'm like, this is Big Red Wood at him.
Ariel fought.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so real. I just laughed. I love that video. It's so fun. I
Yeah.
knew way more of that dance than I should have.
Yeah.
Specifically where EJ's like, don't do I to reach. And then they do the
Yeah.
turn thing and she goes like
Yeah.
I was like, why is this in the back of my head?
Uh,
They go like,
oh my goodness. I
I
only
was like,
know.
I hate I have this. Specifically, I don't know why I have this. I know I watched a background video of Matt Cornett and Julie Lester like practicing that,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's why I have that so ingrained in my brain.
That makes
Why do I know this?
sense. That's so random.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Sophia Wiley does eat in that video. Her dancing so good.
yeah, I agree.
It's so fun. I like that video.
It is.
Anyways, that's all I have to
Anyway,
say about that.
yeah.
Joshua Bassett. Now you can talk about Let You Go, Haley.
Yay. It's so good. Uh,
So good. He's like so unbelievably like um underrecognized. Oh my gosh.
underrated.
Underrated. Yeah, I was like, what the freak is going on?
Yeah,
So
I
unbelievably underrated.
I agree. I love him.
I love it.
He's so good. Like his songwriting, his performing, his singing, like he's such a good all-around artist.
Mhm. No, it's so. I
I
do think this one was sang live.
I don't know.
I think it was.
I think it probably was too.
Also, the fact they cut the second verse, criminal.
Yeah, come on.
I had time. I'll sit.
Yeah.
It's a streaming service. I'll wait. We can finish.
It's so good though.
It's so good. It's so good. And it actually makes sense in the context of the show, which is apparently asking for a lot. That's not even a specific diss of the Rose song. There's a couple songs this season that don't really make sense, but
Mhm.
I feel like this season, like the better the song is, the less it makes sense.
Yeah.
And that doesn't apply to the song, and I really like that.
Yeah. I agree. It's so good.
It's and him playing it for his mom is really cute too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was sweet. It was yeah. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And my last note is about our other favorite part of this episode.
Ah, it's so cute. It's so cute. I love how he just like thinks of every like he's just like I'm going to pick her up
It's so
and I'll bring her a granola bar because she's probably hungry. And like the way he like immediately takes her bags like as soon as she gets down there, that's like the best
literally
part too. I'm like, oh my God.
immediately grabs her bags. I'm
Yeah,
like, gives her the granola bar, feeds her, then grabs her bags.
yeah. Dude,
I'm like, oh, I love them.
it's so good. I'm like, this is like it's so good. I love how like speechless she is from it too.
I know. I'm like, she
Uh,
deserves this so much. Gina is like, Gina and EJ are just. EJ has been my favorite character for a while in this season, but I just am just loving Gina more and
oh
more.
yeah.
It's so
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Also, him walking up the airport stairs
Yeah.
backwards, that's so cute.
Uh,
I hope you know every single time I go to, it's specifically the Salt Lake airport, but like any airport,
mhm,
my sister is obsessed with EJ and Gina. Like, well,
mhm.
she's obsessed with EJ, but she's also obsessed with EJ and Gina. And every time we go, she's like, "Look, I can do what EJ does," and it took her forever to get it. So I do know it is difficult because we both tried. Because
Yeah. That's so good.
and he does it so effortlessly, and he's oh,
Yeah,
you do. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're so cute.
I know. Oh.
They're my favorite thing in the whole wide world, and I love them. And nothing better bad ever happens to them, and I'm so glad that that.
Uh,
Hmm, they're so cute.
I know.
Anyways, I don't know if I have anything else to say other than just like giggle about that.
Yeah, that was all I had. I feel like I had not a lot of notes for this. There wasn't so many profound things happening, but
We weren't like breaking down everything. So real.
yeah.
Okay. That yeah, like that's all my notes. Should we cast our show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Slay. So for this show, we're still on that Alan Menken theme. and we're casting Sister Act. Which a fun story about this is that Haley and I can't speak for Haley, but I feel like I can. Um, are not very familiar with the story of Sister Act. I've never seen it. Have you? Real. So
Yeah.
look up the plot of Sister Act. And guys, I don't know what I thought the sister plot of Sister Act was, but it was not this. I
Yeah.
was so shocked. Need to stop saying that. But for the shorties at home who don't know the plot, this is my summary that I've gotten from Wikipedia. Well, I read the summary on Wikipedia. This is me summarizing the summary I read on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Like,
So basically, it starts by she's like a burlesque singer, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, she's
Like,
like this
yeah.
performer singer, and she's performing
Yeah.
for her boyfriend who's in the mob. And
Yeah.
then she like performs for him, and she's like, "I'm gonna go be a famous star," and he's like, mm. And she's like, "Fine, then I'm gonna break up with you." And so then she goes to break up with him, and then she sees him shoot a guy, and so then she goes, "No, no, no!" And he's like, "I'm gonna get you." And so she runs to the police. She talks to this guy. His name's Eddie, and she's like, "No, no, sorry." And he's like, "I will protect you. We'll put you in secret um protection, witness protection program." And
Yeah.
he's like, "And you're gonna be a nun." And she's like, "Okay." And then she becomes a nun, and she's like, "I cannot live this lifestyle. Being a nun sucks."
Yeah.
And she teaches the nuns how to party. And then, but in the process of that, the guy, like, it's kind of like that might be her, and they almost find her, and so she has to be a nun, whatever. And then at the end, they find her because they're performing for the Pope, and they're such a good choir group that they're like for the Pope. And so then they find her. The mob finds her, which, okay, they dress up as nuns to hide it with them. Crazy, okay? So then I've never explained the plot of any. Well, we went through the plot of Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we went through the plot of Dear Evan Hansen. Anyways, so then they find her in the mob and they get ready to shoot her. And one of the other nuns is like, "No, you've inspired me, and I can't go back to this life." So the nuns all gather around her, and they're like, "If you have to shoot her, you have to shoot all of us." And then the cop guy, who's fell in love with our main character, um, comes and arrests the guy before he shoots all of the nuns. He was planning on killing all of the nuns. And then the show ends with them performing for the Pope, which I feel like takes on a whole new meaning now that we have an American Pope from Chicago.
Connection.
Connection. That's why we actually picked it
He knows
secretly.
Ricky's mom. Uh, that's
That's
so good.
about his sister act.
Yeah. That's so good.
I know you all wanted my son.
It was great.
I'm sure that many people who are listening know the plot of Sister Act. I just did it. So,
Yeah.
also another fun fact I have to share. So, Sister Act, Whoopi Goldberg, you know, um, my like in high school, I had this one friend who was overconfident in his appearance, and he showed me this like celebrity lookalike app, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I look just like Nick Jonas," and I was like, "No, you don't." But okay. And so then my mom took the celebrity lookalike quiz that he did, the same one that he's like, "I swear it's so accurate. Like I look just like Nick Jonas." And my mom got Whoopi Goldberg. And, and my mom is like a white, like a middle-aged woman. Like she doesn't look like Whoopi Goldberg.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Anytime Whoopi Goldberg's in anything, we like come home, we're like tell my mom, we're like, "Oh my gosh, we watched a video and you were in it." Or my mom be like, "I watched a movie and I was in it." Or like anytime Whoopi Goldberg's in anything, we're like, "Oh my gosh, mom."
That's so good. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Shout out to that.
Shout out.
That's where we're casting my mom's show today.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, so actually getting serious. The characters we have to cast are Dolores.
Hmm.
She's the sister act.
Yeah.
Mother Superior. Um, okay, in the Broadway show he's called Jackson, but in the normal show I think he's called Shank. I don't know what he is in the movie though.
I
Like
don't
the
know.
mob guy.
The mob guy.
The mob guy. Let's call him the mob guy, honestly. I know how we name people in this show. Eddie, who's the police officer.
Yeah.
And then there's two sisters. There's Sister Mary Roberts. She's the one that's like, I was so inspired by her. And then
Hmm.
Sister Mary Patrick, who is also really inspired. There's another sister, but she's old, and I don't feel like there's any reason to casting her because she really isn't that big of a deal. I've decided from reading the summaries.
That's
There's another character too that's listed as a main character here, and I'm also not gonna. It's like the basically like their manager.
oh yeah.
I'm not casting that either.
Yeah.
And then there's three nephews of the mob boss guy that try to get her. So that's
Yeah.
nine,
Yeah.
I think, if I count it correctly.
Cool.
Yeah. I just had a thought. Wouldn't it be so cool if we made Lily the mob boss?
No, that would be funny. That would be funny.
Okay, what are our thoughts? Cast.
Make North High the mob.
Yeah, we cast only Northcott characters.
Antoine and
So Lily's the mob boss, Antoine and Howie.
yeah. And Zachy Roy.
They're the nephews.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
Then I think that's great. I think it's great
Yeah.
casting.
I think it works so great.
Who is our main character? Who's Dolores?
Hmm. I don't know. I want to say Courtney because she's like a church singer, but
I feel
she's
like that's fair. I feel like we can make it Courtney.
yeah.
Dolores is the best singer in the group.
Yeah.
I feel like that's enough reason to give it to Courtney.
Yeah. I think that works.
Yeah. I think Ashlyn as the Mother Superior.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Good.
And
Then
Gina.
Gina as Sister Mary Robert, I think.
Hmm.
Do we have another girl left other than Nene? Because if not, we just don't have to cast the other one. It can be a background.
I don't think we do.
I don't think we
Yeah, we would do anything before giving Nene
a
a
role. We would do anything.
uh,
She says very passionately to Ricky's character, "You went behind my back and gave me a role when I didn't even want that."
yeah,
We're respecting her wishes.
exactly. Uh,
So then
yes,
there's one other male character.
I don't know.
So who's gonna be the love interest for Courtney? Who's gonna be the police officer?
Police officer.
You know what? Let's give it to EJ.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I've never seen this. I don't know what he acts like, but it seems like an EJ role.
It seems like an EJ rule. We'll give it to EJ.
Yeah,
And then
maybe Ricky can be the Pope.
Ricky can be the Pope. I think that's a good enough of a cast. Everyone else can be ensemble.
Yeah.
Need more nuns. Okay. So our cast for this one is Courtney as Dolores,
Hmm.
Ashlyn as Mother Superior, Lily as the mob boss, um, EJ as Eddie, Gina as Sister Mary Robert, and then Howie, Antoine, and Zachy Roy as the nephews.
Yeah. I don't know what props there are in this
I
show.
know, I'm trying to think.
Nini can be the gun.
Yeah, I was like, there's a gun. Nini could be the gun. Oh, sorry, and sorry, Enrique's the Pope. That's my
Oh
bad.
yeah,
Nini's the gun. I'm sure
yeah,
there's other props. I just don't know what they are.
yeah. She's just one of them.
This is God, okay? That's
Uh,
okay. Gun. She's a gun. I think that's great. I
yeah.
don't have any other thoughts on that. I feel like I talked throughout the entire thing about nonsense.
No, I feel like this is good.
Like, let me summarize Sister Act for everyone.
I feel like the majority, maybe this is wrong, but I feel like the majority of people that are gonna watch this have not seen it. But I don't know.
Me too. I don't know how popular Sister Act really is.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with it.
yeah. Me neither.
Therefore, I feel like I'm not familiar with it. Every time we like cast a show, I like realize like just how little I know about musical theater.
Oh yeah. I feel like I did know some, but every time I'm like, oh, I don't know anything.
Oh my God, I think like I did I listen to the soundtrack? No. So
Yeah,
probably should have, but I didn't feel like it, so I did it.
that's fine.
Anyways,
Okay.
that's all of our thoughts, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah. Hopefully you guys like this episode. It was really fun. The Zoom episode's really nice, super cool. Shout out to like COVID.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully we don't get in trouble for saying that. We only said like twice. We're fine.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. And yeah, continue to watch us on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you're listening to us, and make sure to follow us on TikTok because
Mhm.
we post really cool stuff. It's just been a while, and maybe it hasn't when this episode airs. I'm not sure. We'll see if our acts get put together. It's simply my fault. Anyways, that needs to know. Moving on. Yeah. Keep watching us. This has been really fun. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Haley, do you have any parting words?
Um, all the things coming to my mind are like spiritual.
Haley's gonna leave you with the scripture.
Yeah.
Pray us
Everyone
out.
prep. Stay safe, everyone.
And on that note, thanks for watching. Bye.